Welcome back to In the Garage. In last episode we talked about the block that we're going to be building for our Mighty Mouse project. This week we're going to be talking about camshafts. Stay tuned. Well, last week we talked about our block and the way it was set up. Now we're going to start talking about the components of our engine build for this Mighty Mouse project. First thing we're going to talk about is our camshaft. This is a setup that was sent to us by Comp Cams. We got their 12-600-8 Thumpr Camshaft, and they also sent us their retrofit hydraulic roller lifter setup. We're going to take the package, show you the camshaft, show you what all comes in the package, and then we're going to show you how it installs in the block. So stay tuned. Now, the first thing to keep in mind when you're choosing your camshaft for your build is if you are using a flat tappet camshaft setup, you're going to actually get assembly lube within your camshaft product from Comp Cams. Since this is a roller lifter setup, we're actually going to be using Royal Purple's Max Tough assembly lube. It's going to do an excellent job for what we're using. So let's go ahead and break into the box here and see what all it comes with. We're going to come back to this in just a second, but here's our actual cam. One thing to keep in mind, and we'll go through this process here in just a minute, is when these come from the factory, after they've been ground and everything, they are actually treated with a material that preserves the metal. It's sort of a protectant for the metal. It's a machine protectant for the metal itself that we need to clean off before we can actually install this in the engine. We're going to show you that process in a second. Your cam card has a ton of information that we're going to need to use during the build, but it's also information that you're going to want to hold on to if you ever needed to go back to Comp Cams, if you had any questions about the cam. But you'll notice on here, our duration down here at 50, the intake is 227, at exhaust it's 241. Our lift specs are up here, at the intake is 513, exhaust is 498. Also keep in mind that you're going to need this when you get ready to degree the cam. You're going to be coming back to this card, so make sure you have it on hand. We're going to come back to it later when we get to that part of the build. But a lot of key information for your engine build is on that cam card, so keep it handy. So as I noted earlier, the first thing you're going to need to do with your camshaft when you get it out of the packaging is clean it really well. It does have that protective material on it that is not going to be helpful in the actual build. It could hurt the engine. So we've got just a standard brake cleaner here that we're going to spray down. Be very liberal with your brake cleaner. Let it all soak in. You want to get all of that protective material off of it. Turn it over. We'll get the other side. And then I'll come back with some shop rags and we'll clean it all off. We'll be right back. Okay, so now since we've got the cam cleaned and it's drying over here, one thing I am going to do is this rag that I used to clean it up, I've got a little brake fluid on it. I'm actually going to go ahead and clean off all of the cam bearings within the block so that it's prepared before we lube it up. And one thing as I'm doing this, I will point out is you're going to want to be generous with your lube when you're putting the cam in or any of these components into these high friction areas. Make sure that you use plenty of lube and that everything's as clean and pristine as it can be on the front end. That's going to save you a lot of trouble and heartache in your engine later on in life. But like I said, you can see that I am getting quite a bit of dirt off the bearings with this, getting them nice and cleaned up. No matter how much you clean these engines, they do tend to pick up stuff just as they sit. So this extra step of cleaning as you go will pay off in dividends in the long run.